Hello and welcome in. My name is Carrie. We are doing a June art challenge in which we are painting 3 paintings a week with a different theme each week. Today's painting is the last one in our Farmers Market Finds theme, and we're going to paint a little jar of jam. And I'm doing something I don't normally do, which is start with a sketch. I usually like to just go in with paint, but I think it'll be helpful for this one. Let's start with the lid. I think it'll just be helpful to have a little bit of a drawing for us. So we're going to start with kind of an oval shape at the top for the lid. And then we're going to do kind of a little fabric, just charming little country little jar of jam in my mind. All right, so there's that. I don't really like how it's going right here. I want it to come more like that, which is fine. We're going to do pen details at the end. So there we go. It's just a light sketch. And if you want to erase lines and stuff, you can. I don't mind my lines showing, so I will leave them. And then we'll just draw our little jar here. And it can be any shape you want. You can do like a little cute rounded jar, whatever feels good. Whatever feels good in your brain here. I'm just going to do kind of a basic jar shape, I'll call it. And have it come over around this way, somewhat even. We're not going for perfection, but let's just leave it like that. Actually, I say that and then I keep tweaking, but again, we'll be bringing in pen later, so this is just kind of a guide. And another thing, I'm going to put a sticker right on the front so that we know what kind of jam we're having. So you can make that as big or as little as you want. And then we'll just start painting. I'm using a size 2 round brush today. All right, and for my colors, I am using still Paul Rubens, and I'm using Scarlet for most of this painting today. And I'm just going to start painting in our red jam and going around the sticker. Again, if you make any like outside of the lines or whatever, we're going to be using pens, so it's going to be okay. It's going to be just fine. And you don't have to make it this bright red if you don't want to. That's all right. You can even leave, I think I'll leave maybe a little highlight up there. If I remember, sometimes I say that and then I get up to that spot 30 seconds later and forget that's what I was going to do. But maybe if I keep talking about it, I'll remember once I'm up there. We'll see. All right. And just going, basically just coloring right now with our paint. You're making it a little bit darker. I do want mine to be kind of a nice, rich, dark. And coming around the edge here. I'm still thinking of the highlight, trying to remember. And if this color feels too strong for you, or if your color feels too strong, there's a few things you can do. You could dab it with a paper towel here and there. You could add a little bit of water. You could add maybe some yellow or orange to it, whatever you think might tone it down or whatever you're looking for your color. Sometimes it's just about adjusting as we go. And for the reflection on the glass, just trying to see what kind of shape I want it to be. I want it to be curved with the glass and just kind of tweaking the outer edge here. I'm tweaking my whole jar really because I'm realizing it's quite misshapen. Again, I always say we're not trying to be perfect, but I do kind of want it to look like a jar of jam, As you've heard me say before, I'm not going for super realistic, just somewhat recognizable. This would make a darling little recipe card illustration. If you have a recipe for jam, for instance, you could gift a jar to somebody and put the recipe on the back. You'll see at the end that I did something a little bit different with this one that I've done for the May Art Challenge and the June Art Challenge, where I've just been putting my painting on a little mini easel. But someone in the comments had the idea of framing these little series, and I love that idea. All right, now for the lid, for the fabric of the lid, you can just go right in with paint, or we can just take our pencil again and draw our basic gingham lines. Hopefully you can see the pencil. And I'm just diagonal lines to start with. For this part, I'm going to maybe have them come a different, oh yeah, maybe that line that was kind of a mistake will just be a line. And these can be wonky because, you know, your fabric's going to be kind of twisted and whatnot. So like you can make this line maybe a little wobbly. Yeah, that looks good. Just kind of a guide. And I'm actually going to paint those lines red and sticking with our scarlet red. Oh, I didn't make my cross lines. There we go. And speeding through this because I'm literally just going over those pencil lines. While that's drying, what I'm going to do is pencil in. I'm kind of doing, I should have done all my pencil first. I mean, ideally, whatever. I'm going to draw a little strawberry here. Let's just draw it kind of on the diagonal. Just a rounded, you know, little triangle here. And then some greenery, what will be greenery. And then we'll just write jam. There we go. Unrelated to this painting, it's my birthday today. It's been a fun day, it's been relaxing, and now I'm taking time to paint, so I'm glad about that. And for the green of the strawberry, I'm going to just use tree green. Use whatever you've got. Just basic strawberry greens. Again, it's one of those things where it's like, is it realistic? No. Is it recognizable? Yes. Especially when we add the pen. I promise it's going to bring it all together. Let's let this completely dry. And now it's time to add our pen detail. This is a micron size 5. I can never see if you can see it because there's just glares and I don't know what's happening. All right. And we're just going to outline. You can be super tight with your outline or you can be loose here. I'm going to be maybe somewhere like in between. I'm not trying to be super perfect, but not crazy loose either. Although you might think mine is crazy loose by the way I go outside the lines. I'm also going to add a little bit of a kind of a ribbon or something to tie off our fabric here. All right. And I am going to just add some lines in here very, very loosely. Not trying to necessarily be right on the red, but it's kind of turning out that way and I actually really like it. It just adds a little punch, you know? Could almost use one more red line right there, but maybe let's just see what happens if I do black. I don't know, kind of like it. Okay. Okay, got all those. Make it a little bit more dark under here, kind of like a little shadow under the fabric. You could do that with paint too if you didn't want it to be like this dark black shadow. Up to you. Let's give our sticker an outline. And we're even going to outline our strawberry here. And some dots, even though I know the dots aren't black, but I'm just giving it some texture. All right, write in our word jam. And what are we thinking? What are we looking at here? I just want bolder lines here before I add my little ribbon. More scribbly, not necessarily bolder, but all right. And then I'm just going to do, let's see. Let's just go, you know, just a scribbly little ribbon. How's that? I think I want it sitting on a table, so let's just do a little bit of a line here. And we can even do a shadow under it with our pen. also painted in. Maybe I'll do a colored table as well. Add some shading on this side. Since we have a highlight on this side, let's add a little shading on this side of the jar. Again, we can do a little bit underneath. All right. Yeah, let's give it a little color on our table. Maybe we have a, let me just show you what I'm doing here. I'm going to do cobalt blue. And we'll just stick with our tree green. Let's mix these together. Too much green. So let me just add a little more blue. These are really rich colors. Get a piece of paper to see what that looks like. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Let me try a little bit with a little bit more water. Nice, right? I like it. In fact, I want our table to be a little bit like varied in color. I don't want it to be just one solid color. So I'm coming in with clean water first. Actually looks like it has a little red on it still. Whoopsies, from a previous painting, because I didn't even use this. This is actually a size 6, but didn't clean my brush well enough last time, looks like. But that's okay. We're just going to add water and have a nice, and then we're going to just dab in some color. So let's just grab right there and let it dance around a little bit. Probably do darker on this side since we're doing our shading on that side. And then just speeding up here because I'm just moving the paint around, going a little darker on the left and underneath. And that's mostly dry. This dark part is probably still a little wet, but I'm just gonna do our table just a little bit darker, that line there. And then even bringing in our jelly roll, size 8, and adding a couple little more scribbly white marks here. All right. Maybe even a couple on the table. You know, I used my heat gun and that makes our paper kind of warp a little bit, but when you're low on time, sometimes you just got to help things dry a little bit. All right. You might say, what is that even doing, Carrie? Not much, but for me, I like scribbly lines and it just helps to lighten it up even more, and lighten it up meaning like the mood, you know? And it lightens it up too, gives some highlights. Okay, that's it. We should sign it. I think we'll go right under our jar here. And I'm taking the suggestion of the comment that was left saying it would be cute to frame these series. And so here you have it. Imagine like a grouping of them that would be so cute in a little cozy kitchen nook or lined up on a windowsill. Such a fun way to add a little personal touch to your space. So thank you for that suggestion. And thanks to all of you for watching and just supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. Our next theme starts on Tuesday, so take a little break. And I hope to see you back then.